Welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Samira Ibrahim. Here are your top stories for today. Military arrests notorious bandit leader. Nigerian government issues fresh ultimatum to university teachers to comply. President Buhari congratulates Rotimi Akeredolu on re-election as Ondo governor. On business, 500,000 Nigerian students benefited from free MTN data. And on the international scene, Trump takes his COVID-19 misinformation machine back on the road. Now the news in details. Men of the Nigerian Army Operation Sahel Sanity arrested a notorious suspected armed bandit leader, Mujitafa Shehu, killed 3, rescued 26 kidnapped victims in Zamfara and Katsina states. In a statement issued by the Acting Director of Defense Media Operations, Brigadier General Bernard Onyeko in Gusau, Zamfara State, said the troops has stepped up operation into the remote and hitherto inaccessible areas. Over now to our correspondent, Beauty Abdulmalik, for more details.
Between October 4 and 9, 2020, combined troops of Operation Sahel Sanity of 17th Brigade and Sector 9 Operation Hadar Daji conducted a combined aggressive clearance operation and identified bandits enclaves at Danka, Kandawa, Yao Yao, Hayan Yao Yao, Bugaje, Zandam, Kwaime Zorfi, Yagamji, Bukuru, and Jimbiawa in Basari and Jibia local government of Katsina State, leading to the neutralization of 3 bandits. Many others escaped with varying degrees of gunshot wounds. In the aftermath of the encounter, the gallant troops captured one AK-47 magazine loaded with 25 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition and 1 Dane gun belonging to the fleeing bandits. He disclosed that bandits' motorcycle and 8 bandits' hideouts were destroyed. He further explained that following a covert operation based on credible intelligence, 4 suspected bandits were arrested at Kankara and Tudu village of Kankara local government area of Katsina State, including a suspected bandit leader named Mujitafa Shehu. I am Beauty Abdulmalik reporting from Svtv News.
The death has been announced of the Zamfara State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Alhaji Ibrahim Mallaha. This was confirmed to newsmen in Gusau on Monday by Yusuf Idris, the Director General to the State Governor on Media, Communications and Public Enlightenment. Malan Idris said the chairman died as a result of cardiac arrest at a hospital in Germany, where he was also on supporting machine over kidney-related ailments. He left behind 4 wives, many children, grand and great-grandchildren. A one-time major cotton farmer and contractor in the state. The deceased was deputy chairman of the defunct All People's Party (APP) between 2003 and 2007, and State All Nigerian People's Party (ANPP) chairman 2007 to 2008. He joined the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to become its chairman between 2008 and 2011, and also returned as the PDP chairman in 2018, a position he held until his death. Mallaha, who was a Gusau Emirate Council member and kingmaker, died at the age of 59 years. The All Progressives Congress (APC) on Sunday said that it welcomed the disbandment of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad (SAS). The ruling party said that it views the responsive decision to resolve SAS as a major and concrete step towards President Muhammadu Buhari's affirmed resolve to achieve better policing and necessary reforms. Over to Phillips Peter for more details.
A statement by the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Yakini Nabena, noted that from the recent hashtag Black Lives Matter, social movements order global clamors for review of police operations, particularly in regard to citizens they are empowered to protect. The need for police reforms in Nigeria is urgent and continuous. The party further said that with benefits of experience and public outcry over the operations of the new disbanded SARS, it is confident that the new policing arrangements promised by the Inspector General of Police, Adamu Mohammed, will balance the need to effectively combat armed robbery, kidnapping and other violent crimes in the country and ensure humane, professional and accountable police operations. I am Peter Phillips reporting for SVTV News.
Several armed bandits have been neutralized in airstrike executed by the air component of Operation Hadarin Daji at a location west of Wagini in Katsina State. The air interdiction mission was conducted on 8 October 2020, employing a force package of Nigerian Air Force NAF fighter jet and helicopter gunships after credible human intelligence reports and series of confirmatory surveillance missions has shown significant presence of the bandits along with hundreds of rustled cattle in the camp. A statement by Major General John Iniche, Coordinator, Defense Media Operations, said the attack aircraft subsequently engaged the location in successive runs, destroying portions of the camp and neutralizing some of the bandits. The armed forces of Nigeria, in furtherance of the objective of restoring peace and security in the northwest zone of the country, will sustain the offensive against all enemies of the nation. The federal government has given university lecturers a November 2020 ultimatum to comply with the directive to enlist on the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System (IPPIS) or be removed from the payroll. The ultimatum was contained in a memo dated October 8, 2020 from the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation to the Vice Chancellors of all federal universities. Rahma Ibrahim reports.
The memo entitled Stoppage of Salaries of University Staffs that are yet to be enrolled on IPPIS platform was addressed to the bosses of the universities through the Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Federal Universities. The memo signed by the Director of IPPIS in the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Insikak Ben, directed that any staff of the Nigerian University who has not enrolled in the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System IPPIS either as a result of study leave, with pay, maternity leave or on medical ground will no longer appear on the IPPIS payroll with effect from November 2020 payroll, except such staff presents himself or herself for the biometric data capture at the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Abuja, with an introduction letter IPPIS enrollment forms duly endorsed by the principal authorities of the institution. In addition, all supporting documents should include evidence of 6 months' salary bank statements. I am Rahma Ibrahim Dosara, reporting from Standard Voice Television.
Concerned by a torrent of complaints by residents and motorists over the activities of the Abuja Municipal Area Council Task Force Marshal, the Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) FCT Council has concluded plans for a town hall meeting with relevant stakeholders toward addressing some of the strangulating challenges they are forced to face by the authorities of the Municipal Area Council. This is as the NUJ vowed that it remains committed as ever to ensuring that any act of suppress or infringe on the people's rights as being reported against AMAC will pass neither unnoticed or unquestionable. This was contained in a statement jointly issued and signed by the Secretary of NUJ, FCT Council and Chairman of the Planning Committee, Ochiaka Owo and Omeza Ajayi respectively, in which they stated that the event will take place on Monday, October 19, 2020 at the NUJ FCT Council Secretariat by 10 a.m. The Senate on Wednesday urged the federal government to reduce the number of its agencies in order to reduce cost of governance. The Red Chamber took the decision following the approval of the report of its Joint Committee on Finance and National Planning on the 2021 and 2023 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper presented by the Chairman, Senator Solomon Adeola. Speaking after the approval of the report, the Senate President Ahmad Lawal agreed with the submissions of earlier speakers during the debate that the cost of governance was too high and that a lot of the agencies should scrapped to save the nation's economy. He said most of the agencies were created to serve specific purposes, but noted that they were still being retained many years after. Mr. Lawal said many of the agencies were created to address specific challenges as of the time they were created. President Muhammadu Buhari rejoiced with Rotimi Akeredolu's son on his re-election as governor of Ondo State for another 4-year term. The president lauded the resounding victory of the governor as the election held on Saturday, October 10, 2020, noting that the votes garnered showed that One good term surely deserves another. Over to Shehu Magaji for more details.
He thanked the people of Ondo State for keeping faith with their governor and the All Progressive Congress APC, noting that the people know the person and the party that truly serves them and have spoken in clear voice and unmistakable terms. President Buhari appreciates the electoral in Ondo State for comporting themselves decently and in order, and for exhibiting conduct that indicates that the country is making progress in its electoral behavior. He also gives kudos to the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for organizing credible, free, and fair election, and to security agency which ensured that orderliness was enthroned and maintained. The President urges Governor Akeredolu to be humble and magnanimous in victory and serve the people of Ondo State even better than how he did in the first term, noting that when you serve with the heart and the mind, the people respond in like manner, and we can easily get to where we are heading as a country. I am Shehu Magaji reporting for SBTV News.
The Police Service Commission says the conduct of policemen on electoral duties at the governorship election in Ondo State was above average. The Commission's team visited 12 local government areas in the 3 senatorial districts of the state, covering 77 polling units. The team received a total of 51 telephone calls from its advertised dedicated lines with complaints basically on attempts to induce voters. There was a reasonable distribution of policemen at the various polling units, ranging from 3 to about 12 depending on the size of the unit. The policemen were complemented in virtually all the polling units by the men of the Department of State Security, DSS, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSDC, Federal Safety Corps, FRSC, and the Joint Task Force of Mobile Policemen and the military that manned major highways and junctions in the state. President of the Senate, Ahmad Lawal, congratulates the governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu, on his re-election to a second term at Saturday's election. Lawal also congratulated the All Progressives Congress, APC, on the victory of its candidate at the election, saying the triumph is well-deserved and heartwarming. He noted the election was a referendum on the stewardship of Governor Akeredolu in the last 4 years, and that the governor has passed the examination in flying colors. The Senate President commends the people of Ondo State for their peaceful conduct at the poll, which has demonstrated their confidence in their country's democratic process. He also thanks the Ondo people for their consistency in identifying the progressive platforms now ably represented by the APC. The wife of the Borno State Governor, Falmata Zulum, has called for laws prohibiting the withdrawal of girls from schools. Mrs. Zulum made the call in Maiduguri during a ceremony to mark the 2020 International Day of the Girl Child. She described this year's theme, Keeping Our Promises, Keeping Girls in School, as not only timely but apt. Over to Rahama Ibrahim for more details.
She also called for the implementation of the 2020 State Education Edict. These laws, when implemented, will focus more attention towards empowering the girls. The enforcement of the edict is a collective responsibility and a task that must be done for the future development of the girl child. She appealed to the State Ministry of Education to create a monitoring and mobilizing unit to take records of every girl child enrollment, retention, as well as completion from primary to secondary education. This will only be tenable if our leaders, especially traditional, political, and religious, as well as the teachers, remain committed to ensuring 100% implementation. One thing that is disheartening for a mother is to see her girl roaming the streets. She appealed to parents and mentors to get involved in inspiring and supporting the girl child to see themselves as agents of positive change. Sumaya Dresa report.
On business, over to Fauzia Ibrahim.
network provider MTN Nigeria said it was delighted that as of September 2020, more than 500,000 students were utilizing its daily free access to 500 MB data offer. Rahul D., Chief Marketing Officer MTN Nigeria, made this known in Lagos on Friday. He said that the network providers were committed to continue supporting e-learning and offering assistance to the educational sector in the country. In June 2020, MTN Nigeria began a free data offer, enabling primary and secondary school students to access educational content. D noted that education was vital to the growth and development of any country. He said that as of September 2020, more than 500 students were utilizing the daily free access of 500 MB data offer. And that's all on the business update. I am Svtv Ibrahim. Have a nice day.
And on the international scene, President Donald Trump takes his COVID-19 denial tour back to the campaign trail Monday as the tense final stretch of an election, now 3 weeks away, gets a fresh jolt with Senate hearings on his Supreme Court pick, Amy Coney Barrett. Trump, who announced Sunday without providing evidence that he was tested totally negative after his bout with the virus, plans to hold his first rally since his diagnosis was publicly disclosed in Florida, in what risks turning into yet another super spreader event. Trump said he is immune. The president is in very good shape to fight the battles. Trump said on Fox Sunday Morning Futures in comment that misrepresented his own capacity to spread the virus if he is exposed to it again. A tweet along the same lines and a warning from Twitter that the president was spreading misleading information about the virus. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Military arrests notorious bandit leader. Nigerian government issues fresh ultimatum to university teachers to comply. President Buhari congratulates Rotimi Akeredolu on re-election as Ondo governor. On business, 500,000 Nigerian students benefited from free MTN data. And on the international scene, Trump takes his COVID-19 misinformation machine back on the road. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Ibrahim Garbatunau, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant day. Keep watching Standard Voice Television News. Goodbye.